come and see friends. It is written in the Holy Zohar, Zachar cholakedahu, dekudsha barichu eteribia, v'karivlea. Happy is the portion of the man whom the Holy One, blessed be he, desires to bring near to him, lemishrai bagoi chalakadisha, to allow him to dwell within the holy sanctuary. Dechalman dayu eterai be'ai lepulchanea, rashim humerashimin delaila. For he whom he desires to receive to worship him is inscribed above. Lemanda dahahu itabaher mikamia, de melka kadisha ila, lemishrei b'meduroi. To make it known that this person has been chosen before the holy and supernal king to dwell in his abode. V'kol man de asht kach be'ahu rashima, avar bekol ter'in del ila. And anyone in whom this inscription is found passes through all the gates above. Velit di machibi dui, and none will be able to impede his path. Ila achitan aninan, kol adar ba'aretz Yisrael duma kemishi lo alua. We have learned, anyone who dwells in the land of Israel is like someone who has a god. V'kol adar b'chutza la'aretz duma, en lo alua. And anyone who dwells outside the land of Israel is like someone who has no God. We learned that Rabbi Yossi said, "Once I was on my way accompanied by Rabbi Chiya, my son. While walking, we came upon a man who was collecting medicinal herbs in the field. It is written, Karivanna legevavia, Amina le bernesh, kotura de kotri da shavin lima. I approached him and said to him, Man, why do you bundle together these herbs? La zakif rishia, vela amer midi. He did not raise his head and did not say anything. Ahadirna zimana achara, Va'amina ha'ai, velo amar midi. I repeated my question another time, and still he said nothing. Amina le'e l'Rabbi Chaya bari, o hai barnesh atim odnin, o shatea, o chachima. I said to Rabbi Chaya, my son, this man is either deaf, a fool, or a sage. Yativna gavui. I sat down next to him. Lebater lakit einun ashavin, v'achid lon, v'chafa alehun terapi gofnin. Afterward, he gathered the herbs, tied them together, and covered them with grape leaves. Amer len ana chamina diudain atun, v'yudain amre aleu, dainon chachimin. He turned to us and said, I see that you are Jews, and Jews are said to be wise people. I ladachisna leichu ashta, tirvan rechikin mivnei nasha kasgirada. If I did not have compassion for you now, you would be distanced from other people like this herb, which is kept far from everyone. Demerchakin le makla, da'ana chamina, dericha dechad ishba de hua kariv gebichun al begufiachu. For it is kept away from all, and I saw that the smell of one herb that was near you has entered your bodies. V'tavan rechikin teleta yomin, and you will need to be distanced for 3 days. Ala achilu alin tumi bara v'titsun. Instead, eat these wild garlic plants, and you will be healed. Achalna meniyau davo shekichin kam, ve'admachna ve'etketerna bezia adidan segi. We ate from them, which were readily available near us, and I fell asleep and was drenched in sweat until a significant amount of time had passed. Levateretarna, amar lanahu gavara. Afterward I woke up, and that man said to us, Hashta alachon amachon, dash kachton li, da suota de gufichon al yadi ashtalim. Now your God is with you, for you found me, and through me the healing of your bodies has been completed. Ad da'awina azlin, amar lon. While we were walking, he said to us, Kol barnesh ba'i la'ashta'ai b'barnesh achara, kapu marchui. Every person who wishes to speak to another person should do so in a manner appropriate to their way. Da lenukva kapu marchui, legevra kapu marchui, legevra de gavare kapu marchui. For a woman, in her manner, for a man in his manner, and for a leader among men, in his manner. Amina l'Rabbi Chia bari, I said to my son Rabbi Chia, Hayinu dichtiv, ka ta'amar levet Yaakov v'tagid livnei Yisrael. This is what is written, thus you shall say to the house of Jacob, and declare to the children of Israel. Amar len, he said to us, Chamitun de la zakifna risha'ai, v'lo ashta'aina abeyichu. You noticed that I did not raise my head or speak to you. Mishum da'aba chachima ba'shavin mikol b'nei dara ha'ua. Because my father was the wisest in matters of herbs among all the people of his generation. Ve'ulipna ma'abar choy dekol ha'shavin debahun kashot. I learned from my father the ways of all the herbs, for they hold truth. Wana b'chol shta medurai beiniyau, and every year I dwell among them. Va'ai yeshva dachamiton dachafina letirfi degufamnina lin. And this herb that you saw, which I covered with these grapevine leaves, bebeitai itatar chad, v'hu lister tzafon, there is a certain place near my house, and it is toward the north. Ubahu atar naitz chad richaya, and in that place a single millstone is fixed. V'ma'aina dehu riachia nafik chad gavar b'teren rishin, and from the cavity of that millstone emerges a man with two heads, v'charev vashinena biyedia, v'bekol yoma kametzer len, holding a sharp sword in his hand, and every day he causes us distress. Va'ana lekitena ha'iyashba, so I gathered this herb, v'zilu avatarai, v'techmun chiliadai yashba. Follow me, and you will see the power of this herb. V'madei elaha ala gali ba'alma, v'litman diadar choy. For what the Supreme God reveals in the world, no one truly knows his ways. Azilna avataraya, ad daoina azle barcha. We followed him until we were walking along the path. Maich lechad nukva be'efra, v'shoi mehahu ashova benukuvva. He bent down to a hole in the ground and placed some of the herb into the hole. Nafak chad choya v'risha dileya sagi. Out came a serpent. Its head was enormous. Natel chad santira v'katir laya kechad gedia. The man took a rope and bound the serpent as though it was a lamb. Dechilena. We were terrified. Amerlon zilu avatrai. He said to us, follow me. Ad de matina levitea, until we arrived at his house. Chamena hu ater b'chashucha, beter chad kotola. I saw that place in darkness behind a wall. Natel chad sheraga v'dalik dalika sacharania dahu ater dariechia. He took a lamp and lit a fire that surrounded that place near the mill. Amerlon, mima datachmun latid chalon velatishterun midi. He said to us, from what you will see, do not be afraid and do not say anything. Adachi sharei chuya mekitroi. Meanwhile, the serpent loosened itself from its bindings, v'katech bakista mehahu ishava, v'shoi berishia dechuya. And he crushed some of the herb in a mortar, placing it on the serpent's head. Al chuye behahu ina derachayi, hen, the serpent descended into the opening of that millstone, v'shemana kala dekolatar mizdaza'a. And we heard a voice, which caused the whole place to shake. Bainan lemipek, achid bidena ahu gevera. We wanted to flee, but that man held us back by the hand. Amal latid chalun, karivu gavai. And he said, do not be afraid, come closer to me. Addachi, nafek chuya shatiti dama. Meanwhile, the serpent emerged, drinking blood. Nakitahu gavara ma'ahua ashava, v'shoi barishia kibkedmita. The man took some of the herb and placed it back on the serpent's head as before. Al bahu eina derachia. The serpent entered the spring of the millstone. Lashata zaira chamina denapik mahu eina hadgevara betarain rishin v'choya shariai sacharania dekidlui. After a short time, we saw a man with 2 heads came out from the millstone, with a serpent twisted around his neck. Al bahu ina derachia wenafek telet zamani. He came in and out of that millstone 3 times. Hu amar zekita zekita vuile mea dehuater obilaya, saying, Zekita, Zekita, woe to the mother who led him to this place. Adachi, etakar richia mataraya, v'nafafku, gavara, v'chuya, v'nafblu, v'mitu teruviyahu. Meanwhile, the millstone was uprooted from its place, and both the man and the serpent emerged, only to fall and die together. Vanan dachilna sagi. We were greatly terrified. Amerlona hu gavara, dahu chiladi ashava, dana lekitna kamiyahu. The man said to us, This is the power of the herb that I collected before you. Uvagine kacha lashta'aina bahadihu, velo zakifna rishai, bashata decree of tun gavai. And for this reason, I did not speak with you or lift my head when you approached me. Amar lo nilu yad'in b'nei nasher chachmanta, d'chol ma dinata kudsha barich hu ba'ara. He said to us, If men only knew the wisdom of all that the Holy One, blessed be He, has planted in the earth. V'chila d'chol ma diashtekach ba'alma. And all the power of all that which is to be found in the world. Yishtenmud un chila d'mariaun b'chachmatea sigia. They would acknowledge the power of their master in his great wisdom. Avala tamil kaba, chachmanta da mivnei nasher ela begin, dala yistun ma'ar hoi, v'lo yitrachitzu bahi chachmata ve'yanshun le'ai. But the Holy One, blessed be He, has purposely hidden this wisdom from men in order that they do not turn from His ways by trusting in that wisdom alone, thus forgetting Him. When I came and recounted those things to Rabbi Shimon, he said, Vadai Hachim Hawa. Surely he was a wise man. Vatach li tishva, v'eshva dati lid ba'ara, de la ha'abea chachmata sigia, v'chilea b'shmi'i. Come and learn. There is no herb that grows on earth that does not possess abundant wisdom and great power in the heavens. Tachazai minazova. Devkalatar devai kudsha baraich, hula dakha laban, bazoba mitiki. Come and see from the hyssop. In every place where the Holy One, blessed be He, seeks to purify a person, it is through the hyssop that purification occurs. Mishum dit al chilea de laila dat fakda alui alui, daha ahu chila dat fakda alui, kedat ara. Mabara ruach masava v'tatchi barnesh. Why? Because the power from above which is commanded upon it is aroused. When that power is aroused, it burns away the impure spirit, and the person is purified. V'alacha amina barich rachamana deshez b'cha. And to you I say, blessed be the merciful one who delivered you.